keeping their fingers crossed and hoping against hope that this is a legitimate job. What a day today has been. I'm telling you, it's been an incredible day. I got this email this morning from some guy. Turns out he's a Nigerian prince, a bona fide, honest-to-goodness Nigerian prince. And apparently his father's been wrongfully imprisoned, and they're all over him, and he needs to get assets out of the country. So he offered to give me $3 million. All I have to do is send him back $1.5 million, and I get to keep the other $1.5 million. Can you believe it? What incredible luck, finally. What do you mean it's a scam? No way, the guy even sent me his picture. There's no way that this is a scam. Totally on the level. Obviously, I'm kidding, and this isn't a video about Nigerian princes, but it does bring up an interesting question about the job board Snagajob. Some people say it's a scam, others say it's completely on the level. So let's see what we can find out. Let's get this out onto a tray. Nice. This video is being brought to you by my Patreon community. Your support makes this channel possible. Please visit patreon.com/ramblingrecruiter or click the link below in the description. Snagajob? What the heck is a Snagajob? Sounds like some crappy mid-90s hip-hop. Lo-fi. Isn't that what the kids are calling it these days? Snagajob was founded in 2000 by Sean Boyer as an online marketplace for hourly employees. 21 years they've been around. That's no small accomplishment in the tech world. They've literally been around forever. There are, however, a lot of questions on how legit Snagajob actually is, and a Google search returns Snagajob scams as a top result. So I guess the only way to find out is for me to create a profile and see what happens. I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but if somebody's going to get scammed, better me than you. I'm here for you, so let's do it and see how it goes. Snagajob is a site that caters to hourly work and lower level positions, light industrial positions, retail positions, etc. The type of jobs that a high school or college student would be looking for part-time work or summer jobs, and mixed in with some light industrial and lower level type manufacturing, picker-packer, warehouse associate, those type of roles. Where Snagajob differs from a lot of other job boards is they take a much more proactive approach to matching you to available opportunities. Yes, other job boards do this as well. Indeed does it, Monster does it, Career Builder does it. However, Snagajob takes it to a whole other level. They're not quite a staffing firm, but in a lot of ways they do act like one. One could almost imagine human recruiters working there on the back end, matching jobs to candidates. They claim to work with over 300,000 employers and claim to have 75 million profiles of hourly job seekers. If I had to guess, I would say that's inclusive of every profile that's ever been created on Snagajob from the day they started in 2000 through present day. I believe they have 75 million active job seekers, the same way I believe that 81 million people voted for this potato. Well, now you've gone and done it. Monetization was fun while it lasted. Seriously, YouTube, don't kill me. As far as jobs go, they do, in theory, have a pretty diverse selection. Just a quick search in my own geographical area showed a ton of hourly positions available, as long as you wanted to work for Dunkin' Donuts. Apparently, every Dunkin' Donuts within 25 miles of my house is hiring, as are a number of other retail organizations. Picker-packer jobs at Amazon were big as well as advertisements for staffing firms, particularly the light industrial ones like Manpower and Randstad. What I didn't like was that they cleverly tried to disguise some advertisements for DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Amazon Flex as actual job postings. Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, these are not jobs, they're gigs. Anybody with one of these can get one and do it. You get minimal support from the company, you are not an employee, this is not a job, there are zero barriers to entry, you do not need Snagajob to become a DoorDasher. In fact, if you'd like to become a DoorDasher, I'll leave my own referral link below in the description. I average $26 an hour delivering food in my local area. Not a bad way to make some extra scratch on the weekends. What makes me really dubious about Snagajob is the fact that I have to create a profile and divulge a whole lot of personal information just to browse and apply for jobs. Take Indeed, for example. Yes, they have a ton of additional features that, in order to take advantage of, you would need to be logged into an account. But just to browse the job postings and apply, you don't need to create an account, you don't need to divulge any personal information. It seems like Snagajob is more interested in collecting that personal information than they are necessarily about you being able to apply for jobs. The bottom line is, that information is just as valuable to advertisers as it is to potential employers, and they're not going to be shy about selling it. Snagajob is not giving me an option to browse and apply for jobs without creating an account, and that's got my spider sense tingling.
Okay, so let's do this real quick.
No, not those kind of tingles. Love you, Maria. I love your work. It's terrific. You're the best. Now here's the big issue, and this is the one that I could really see coming back and biting a bunch of people on the ass, is that Snagajob makes your personal information available to employers. In theory, that's great, right? If there's a good match between you and an employer, they can contact you directly, ask you to apply. Perfect. That's great. However, that information is equally available to scammers who want to collect and harvest that information to throw a bunch of scams in your face. Personally, I can tell you within 24 hours of creating an account with Snagajobs, I noticed I was getting double the amount of junk phone calls and texts that I would normally get in a day. And within 48 hours, I was getting emails about filling out online surveys and participating in marketing focus groups. Now, no doubt, these things do actually pay money. However, it's been my experience that the time you have to invest in them is not worth the money that you're going to make. You'd be much better investing that time in even a minimum wage job. Unless you're going to do some serious clinical trials where you have to take and experiment with non-FDA approved drugs that could very easily you grow a third eye in your butthole, you're not going to make any significant money doing online surveys and marketing groups. They're just not worth the time. Speaking of investing time, you might want to invest the 5 minutes it's going to take to read Snagajob's privacy policy and terms of service. Pay particular attention to this statement. We disclose your personal information to third parties if you consent for us to do so. For example, we send your information to employers if you indicate that you want us to do so in the registration process. In addition, if you indicate that you want to receive offers and promotions from our sponsors, we will send your personal information to them according to your interests and preferences. If you decide to share your contact information in this manner, you will be provided with instructions regarding how to opt out of sharing your contact information if you decide that you no longer wish to do so. To my understanding, this would be just barely GDPR compliant. Yes, they're giving you the option to opt out and be forgotten, but they're not making it easy to do that, and it's even more difficult to find out how to do that. Bottom line, they're going to be sharing your personal information. Some of the people they share them with will be employers, some of them will be marketers. You won't know who's who, and you won't really be able to opt out unless you take a number of additional steps. The bottom line is knowing that you're a person who's looking for a job, they know exactly what types of advertisements to put in front of you. That information is as good as gold. They're making a fortune off that information. So what's the conclusion on Snagajob? Well, I'd have to say it's mixed. The bottom line is Snagajob itself is not a scam. It is a legitimate job board. I'm sure people do find employment through Snagajob. However, because of their business model and privacy practices, Snagajob can very easily expose you to scams. Now, that's not exactly unique, right? Social media, all different kinds of online services collect and sell personal information. Your bank, your credit card, they're all collecting and selling your personal information. The difference here, I think, is it's pretty easy to open an email and spot a Nigerian prince coming along. But when you're desperate to find work, and this looks like it could potentially be legit, I think a lot of people will engage in behavior that they would never normally behave in, keeping their fingers crossed and hoping against hope that this is a legitimate job. And that just feels seedy to me. I don't like it. So if you happen to be looking for entry-level, lower-level, part-time work, summer jobs, Snagajob could be a good resource, but my advice would be, in general, stick with Indeed.com. By the way, Indeed, if you're watching, I would love to do a sponsored video for you. No, seriously, Indeed, please pick up the phone, give me a call. Now, do this. The video on screen up here, watch it. It's going to give you some great tips to prepare for job interviews, particularly video interviews, which are all the rage right now thanks to the very bad virus that's going on. But if you're looking for something just a little bit more lighthearted and maybe a little bit fun, check out this playlist I've got linked up here. I think you might enjoy that. Enjoy the rest of your job seeking day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Peace!